Hello, today I wish you a very good day, a very good energy this morning, this afternoon, this evening, depending on the local location you're watching from. Today we want to talk about the magic of Qabala. Okay, some of us have seen the video about creating a magic circle, creating a magic circle, and then how you can create an elemental entities. But this is still a post method of creating an elemental entity. Okay, now this is a very deep secret of how creating an entity works. Some people go for ritual works, like rite, different types of rites for different works. Okay, and more especially when a rite you want to perform has to do with financial aspects. Okay, and then you've bought materials that will work on a particular intention as a spiritual practitioner. Okay, you've summoned a spirit. Now, every element you've gathered and how you've channeled this energy and the focus and the intention brings forth an entity that will carry out that manifestation. And since you don't know the entity that will carry out a manifestation is only the entity that inhabits the person you are doing the rite for. That's why you will see different people do a type of rite. The same materials they bought, the same thing they use for their work, in their ritual work for money. But before the activation of the money, of the rite or the ritual or whatever name they call it, the spirit that will carry out that manifestation will demand for an activation. Then the activation is more like a sacrifice. That's why if you go into a dark aspect of it, you will find out that the spirit might be asking for the person's mother, for the person's child, somebody the person loves so much, because the spirit is an embodiment of the person whose work, whose right it will manifest in the name. Okay, so this is like I'm trying to take you into this magic Kabbalah and how you can do this so that you'll be able to harness the positive effect of rituals without having to sacrifice dairy to an entity that will carry out this manifestation. Most times, the people want fast money like voodoo pots and all those stuff. Now you put some kind of element that has broken the law of the Kabbalah. Once that broken the law of the Kabbalah, you might spend 1 million to buy material, 500,000, whatever amount of money or little money you use to buy the material. The work is done. It is effective. But before the work will tag to your spirit to work for you as an individual person, then it start looking for an activation. Some will tell you to go and sleep with a mad woman. Some will tell you to go to a crossroad and do this. Some will tell you that you take this and go and give your loved one. And once they eat it, then they take them. Those people whose spirit or whose body will be destroyed for them to enter the spirit realm to start manifesting for you. That is what is an activation. Now, why do spirits actually ask for all this? Is because you use some kind of deadly materials in your work. And when you use some kind of dark materials in your work, you can only get a manifestation through a demonic entity. There are angels, fallen angels that bring wealth, big wealth. There are holy angels that still give wealth. But you know that the laws of the light and the laws of dark are two different things. So the ways these light people will manifest for you is not the same way these dark ones will manifest for you. That is why I want to bring this magic of Kabbalah. So when you pay attention very well, you'll be able to know how you can do your work even from the onset, making sure that at every stage of your work that you use only the right and the light entities to your manifestation. Still, Stay tuned until you understand this deeply. So, in every aspect or stage of your ritual work, one thing you will know, demons are always tagging around, trying to infiltrate your work, either to pollute it or to subdue it, accuse it, or into subduction that it will manifest without a sacrifice. Okay, that is what brings this magic Qabala. This magic Qabala is when you see these esoteric people, those who do esotericism, that use this triangle of art. You always see the triangle of art, you always see a circle and the sun. So this is more like the holy name of God. The holy name of God, the three holy name of God of manifestation. You see the tetragrammaton. Okay, so when it's called the Yod He Vav He, when you're doing invocation, summoning, invocation, you will understand this Yod He Vav He I am talking about. You will understand this, and when you want, don't always call this name when you're not fully purified. Okay, it has its karma, but I pray it doesn't get to you or you won't feel that bad impact. So in the name of the Almighty, these entities which are demons will always want to infiltrate your work, pollute it, that they will subdue it to a condition that it will not work, that this right will not work, even though it has been done well, but it will not be activated without a sacrifice. Now, this magic Qabala, when you study it, which we'll be doing in subsequent videos, when you master this magic Qabala, at every process of your adding materials, you will always make a chant with a holy name of God, because this magic Qabala has to do with names of God. It's two names of God. So when you are making this right, you are subduing these demons with a higher authority, higher power, the higher name, because every spirit, every demon and their legions answer to a higher authority. That's why when you want to summon a demon and it is reluctant to appear, to be present in your circle, you have to subdue it with authority. You are the God form. You subdue it with authority as a God, but you must know the name of the holy name of God that it answers to, that it subdues to. Once you call it, it will be submissive to your will, so you can be able to chain it and ban it, so that it will not be able to affect that right you are doing. You have to be doing this. Sometimes you have to call the higher rank, the second to higher rank, so you have to subdue them authoritatively until they leave your manifestation, that you can only activate your right either using a scripture, which is the Bible scripture, or you can just do small sacrifice, like the sacrifice of giving, alms giving, or taking some kind of elements to the junction, or cleansing, or you can use the candle to activate it. But without this subduction with this magic Qabala, which is the holy names of God, you will be left with nothing other than them demanding for big sacrifice from you. And if you do this sacrifice, they will make it that at every subsequent time you have to activate it. That's why sometimes people enter society. These societies they enter, or the sects, they call it sects. Society is a place that brothers or people who have a common interest come. Then they will have a common entity they serve, mostly a demon, mostly a fallen angel that has, maybe it could be a fallen angel with their legions. Their legions could have the powers of protection little, but the main agenda of that society might be for money. There are societies that their main aim is for protection. Okay, there are societies that their main aim is to kill. So they will have to part way with a demon, an entity that does that perfect work. When they do this, they will have to be, when anybody comes, they've set the altar, they've set the egregore, the entity, which is the elemental entity I talked about. They've set it up, giving it every sacrifice and knowing the rules, because it will present them the rules of his work, how it will he or he works, and what they need to do and what they don't need to do. And every subsequent time it demand a sacrifice, because every fallen angel demand a blood sacrifice. But every holy angel will always demand your tithes. That is why that tithe is like an energy separating them from these people being attacking this. It's more like you're giving, you might think that you're giving it to a mortal, but you're not giving that tithe to a mortal. You are giving it to God. That God you're giving it is that Kabbalic spirit. And once you do this, you'll find out that all the little money, the spiritual person in the chamber will look and see what is coming to you, because they always see about you, because you are in their path. When they look and they see, okay, there's an attack coming from your home or any place that is affecting, trying to pollute the work they've done for you. Those little seeds you're bringing in, if it demands that they will go and have to buy some materials and do that, even consulting you, they do it. But when you feel that things have started working for you, and that the what they done for you, it starts working, and you believe that you are the one, you spend money and you've done this, they will abandon it. If that spirit of witches never relent, they will always attack your work. Definitely, once they try to attack the work and the spiritual person sees it, what energy you expect him to use his own energy for free to go and clear those energies of the demons that are trying to attack your work? No, they will leave the work for you. Since you are good enough, then if the demon demands anything, that's why you see people that they've done a work, after some few days they say their child died, after some months or years, after enjoying some little wealth, they say this one died, this one do this, because they believe they've got it all. Nothing is all. In spirituality, even the biggest of the money you have is nothing. They can just dribble, like it will be like water poured through a hole. It will vanish. When they demand that will keep that money flowing, because the spirit knows that you've done ritual, you've done their work. They demand a ritual, they demand a sacrifice that will keep that thing flowing. If you are not settling the person in the chamber that knows the secret of one have to put, and then is to subside their energy or their negative energy, then you have to be paying the price yourself. The price yourself is whatever you lose. Whatever they take from you, they take it from you. You'll be enjoying what you are enjoying. That's why I say people have money, but their home is scattered, because they don't even know where they've gone to get those riches. They will be going to one pastor will be using them to freestyle, to flex their lifestyle, not knowing that their source of the problem is that place they think is a dirty environment. They think is a native place, that they don't belong to this place anymore, because the money, pepper, have elevated their class, and they feel they don't have anything to do with this kind of filthy things and filthy environment. Those energies that you call filthy inhabit there, because that is how they want to inhabit there, to work for you, and you ignore them. They will be taking those things you feel you dearly love. Then that at the end you say all the greatest is not, and this you start lamenting, going to pastor will be, all those church people will be extorting everything from you, trying to pray for you, but your solution is just very little. And until you get that discernment of wisdom, you will be stuck in that vicious circle until you enlighten yourself. So if a practitioner know that a magic circle, a magic Qabala, once you draw your circle, this magic Qabala now will incorporate you the Greek names of holy names of God, which I will show in subsequent videos, which I will write them in the Greek form, and then I will pronounce them for you, and I'll tell you how this holy name works, which type of demons this holy name of God will subdue in your ritual works, and then how do you face, what do you wear for you to summon this very holy Qabala. That is the tip for today, because I don't want this video episode to be lengthy. So if you incorporate this in your ritual works, in your personal life, if you have gone any part of it, that's why it's always good when you're working a spiritual path. Choose one at a time. Choose one part at a time. When you choose one part and you explore and you test the spirit, which is God has told us, test the spirit. Once you've seen, and you will be sure, so that when you are having issues, problems, setbacks, you will know how you've gone. Because when you're ignorant of how you've gone, where you owe your dues to, and then you're giving to another person, your problems can never end, even when you think you are enjoying something. So this is a little tip for it. Stay blessed. For more coming your way, I'm your very good guy, Spiritual Jude.